You wake up, check your phone, and before you even get out of bed, you have already made a financial decision. Maybe you ignored a notification from your bank. Maybe you scrolled past an ad and felt a pull. Maybe you told yourself you would deal with money stuff later. Again. But here is the strange part. You are not lazy, you are not irresponsible, you are not bad with money. Your brain is simply doing exactly what it was built to do, and that design is making you poor. Not because you are broken, because you are ancient. Your brain was shaped over 2 million years of human evolution. For most of that time, there was no such thing as a savings account. There was no mortgage, no stock market, no retirement fund. There was only today. There was only survival. And the brain that kept your ancestors alive is the same brain sitting inside your skull right now, trying to manage a credit card statement. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying the two systems your brain uses to think. System 1 is fast, automatic, emotional. System 2 is slow, deliberate, rational. When it comes to money, System 1 almost always wins. It reacts before you even know what is happening. It feels, it grabs, it spends. And by the time System 2 wakes up and tries to run the numbers, the purchase is already in your cart. This is not a character flaw, this is architecture. Think about how your ancestors made decisions. If there was food available, you ate it, all of it, because tomorrow there might be nothing. If there was danger nearby, you ran, because hesitating could kill you. The brain that survived was the brain that acted fast and grabbed what it could right now. Saving for the future, planning for decades ahead, that was not a strategy that helped anyone outrun a predator. And so your brain learned a deep unconscious rule. The present is real, the future is not. Researchers call this hyperbolic discounting. It means your brain assigns a much higher value to rewards that are available right now compared to the exact same reward available later. In a famous experiment, economist Richard Taylor asked people to choose between receiving $10 today or $11 tomorrow. Most people took the 10. One extra dollar was not worth the wait. But when he reframed the choice as $10 in 30 days versus $11 in 31 days, suddenly almost everyone was willing to wait. The delay was identical, 1 day, but the presence of an immediate option changed everything. Your brain does not experience the future as real. It experiences the future as a vague idea, and vague ideas lose to concrete feelings every time. This is why you know you should save for retirement, but find it almost impossible to actually do it. The version of you who will be 65 years old is not a person your brain recognizes. Neuroscientist Hal Hershfield conducted studies where he showed participants digitally aged photos of themselves, their own faces decades older. When people saw their future selves, the emotional regions of their brain lit up in a way they had not before. Suddenly, saving felt more real, because the future you had a face. Your brain does not protect strangers, and until that moment, your future self was a stranger. But hyperbolic discounting is only one piece of the puzzle. There is another force working against you every single day, and it is even older. It is called loss aversion. Kahneman and his colleague Amos Tversky discovered that losing something feels approximately twice as painful as gaining the same thing feels good. Losing $100 causes roughly twice the emotional impact of gaining $100. This asymmetry is so powerful that it shapes almost every financial decision you make without your awareness. You hold on to bad investments because selling feels like admitting a loss. You avoid checking your bank account when you know the numbers are bad, because seeing the loss feels worse than not knowing. You take out a loan to avoid the immediate pain of not having something, even when the long-term cost is far higher. You are not being irrational, you are being human. Your brain is trying to protect you from pain. It just does not understand compound interest. This is the trap. The brain optimized for short-term survival in a world of scarcity is now operating in a world of credit cards, subscription fees, one-click purchasing, and instant delivery. Every modern financial product was designed by people who understand your brain's weaknesses better than you do. The buy now, pay later option is not a convenience. It is a direct exploit of hyperbolic discounting. The limited time offer is not information. It is artificial scarcity designed designed to trigger your loss aversion. The rewards program is not generosity. It is a system that makes you spend more to avoid feeling like you missed out. You are not overspending because you lack willpower. You are overspending because an ancient brain is navigating a modern financial system that was engineered to exploit it. So what do you do with this? Economist Shlomo Ben-Artzi spent years studying what actually changes financial behavior. Not what people say will change it, but what actually does. His research led to the Save More Tomorrow program, a system that asked workers to pre-commit a portion of their future raises to savings before they received them. Not their current money, their future money. The part that did not yet feel real. Participation rates in retirement savings jumped dramatically, not because people suddenly had more willpower, because the design worked with the brain instead of against it. The lesson is not to fight your brain, the lesson is to understand it. When you automate a savings transfer for the day after your paycheck arrives, you are using the same system that grabbed food without thinking, but pointing it in the right direction. When you write down a specific financial goal with a date attached, you are giving your future self a face. When you delete stored payment information from a shopping app, you are adding enough friction that System 2 has time to wake up before System 1 finishes clicking. Your brain is not your enemy. It is an extraordinary machine built for a world that no longer exists. The environments have changed. The threats have changed. The decisions have changed completely. But the hardware has not caught up yet. You are walking around with a brain that evolved to survive a savanna, trying to build wealth in a world of algorithmic pricing, infinite credit, and dopamine-optimized user interfaces. And the first step towards changing your financial life is not a budget. It is not a savings app. It is not discipline or sacrifice. It is understanding what you are actually working with. You wake up, check your phone, and before you even get out of bed, you have already made a financial decision. The only question now is whether it was your decision or your brain's.